Good morning from Western Island, just heading out for a quick bike ride. Tell me that that isn't the prettiest thing you've ever seen.
We're going to do some laundry. Found this great little laundrette in Killarney at the Tesco, so there's all this weird beeping, don't know where it's coming from. So we're just going for a stroll down the main street of Killarney before we head west into the wilderness. So maybe find a baker and a butcher, no candlestick makers, get some bread, some nice fresh meat for dinner. So I'm thoroughly convinced that searching for coffee takes you to the best places in a city or a town, because you've got to walk all the streets and you find little gems like this little cafe that we've just stumbled across here. So we just got our coffee from the Curious Cat Cafe here in Killarney, and we met the owner. And these coffees are awesome, and I was telling him how yesterday we had a coffee at Cork, and that it was the best coffee I'd had since leaving Australia. And he actually trained at the same coffee place in Cork, and his mate from Australia is the one who started the coffee.
So you go for 4?
Donuts! Yeah, we're gonna get 4. So we're going to get a Snickers, a
Triple chocolate Nutella, a Bailey's cheesecake, and the Ferrero Rocher, that's what they are.
These donuts, I have to guard them with my life.
As if they're just mine.
She'll start wrestling into the ground shortly.
Alrighty, we are on the road now, and we are just starting now the Ring of Kerry, leaving Killarney and seeing where the road takes us. So we've decided to push on into the Gap of Dunloe with our gigantic camper van, even though the signs say that it's primarily used for walkers and horses and stuff. But it's a legal road, and I've read that you can still drive along it, so we'll see what happens. Well, to say that it's busy up here is a bit of an understatement. We got horses, we got cars, we got motorbikes, we got push bikes, we got walkers. It's like busiest road in Ireland. So the Gap of Dunloe is one of those iconic areas on the Ring of Kerry. It's a beautiful mountain pass which you can ride bikes. You could catch a horse, one I happened to prepare earlier.
Hello.
Hello. Or you could drive a smaller car through here. A motorhome would be able to get through here if there wasn't all of the traffic, but there's push bikers, walkers, horses, little cars. Probably don't recommend driving motorhome all the way through here, but you can park in a lower car park and come up. And we're lucky we have our bikes, which has been awesome.
Well, I found like
I guess it's the Irish version of what we've got in Tasmania, with all of the rocks that are hidden, and it says, "A joyful heart is good medicine."
Alright, here goes nothing. We're heading down the gap of Dunloe in a very big car. Shit.
We've just pulled up somewhere along the Ring of Kerry, and I can't pronounce what it's called. None of us can, but we're surrounded by an ocean with a cliff down there and massive mountains that are like more than 300 meters tall.
So we just stopped at a lookout called the Mountain Stage, which was really nice, but we were so lucky because 5 minutes after we pulled up, a whole busload of tourists turned up behind us. So when you're driving the Ring of Kerry, actually the coaches, the tourist buses, all drive the one direction, which is anti-clockwise, so we're doing the same to make things easier, but we are getting back on the road before they do, so we don't get stuck behind them. No one wants to be stuck behind a tourist bus. I'm dying. This is too far. Why do we have to go this far?
This backfired for someone. So I get led along these dodgy roads in a 7-metre long motorhome to go and look at these bits and pieces. Start walking, and Bugger Uggs here goes, "Oh, this is too hard."
It's too hard.
So I pulled
The
rank.
incline is like 1 and 2.
Pulled rank and said, if I'm driving this motorhome along these dodgy little roads to look at these sites, she's bloody well walking it.
I can see everything I want to see from here. Help.
How do you know you haven't been to the top?
Send help, SOS.
I didn't die, and the view's pretty good.
She's complaining so much. It's not even funny.
My legs hurt. My legs hurt. Hey Hunter,
Yes.
what do you call a big Irish spider?
A potato. 8-toed.
No.
What?
A paddy long legs. Like daddy long legs, but paddy. Like paddy. Hey Hunter,
Yes.
why can't you borrow money from a leprechaun?
No, because you don't want me to take it.
Because they're all a little short. How's your walk, buddy?
Up the hill or down the hill?
All around the hill.
It was good. Had a bit of complaints, but they weren't mine. Otherwise, yeah, it was nice. Oh, fairy house. Fairy houses around every corner.
So we've just arrived at White Strand Beach. Top spot. It's got toilets, nice and clean. Got a water tap out the front to fill up the van, and it has an amazing beach. This would be a really nice spot to stay the night, but we are going to keep moving along while it's still nice and daylight and find somewhere a bit further on.
So we've stopped. Where the hell have we stopped?
We've stopped at Port McGee.
Port McGee. That's okay.
We are just going to the pub and to find a drink and have a look around before we head over the bridge to our park up for the night.
So we've just got our park up for the night. The views for those Star Wars fans out in the distance here. Skellig Rock. I'm happy.
We've arrived at our park up for the night, and this is probably our best one yet. So thank you Park for Night app. We now are going to be waking up to views of Skellig Michael. So you can see Port McGee in the background as well, which is the closest town to us. Nice table for barbecue. Prime spot, €10 for the night.
After many attempts, this was the first place that they got an underwater cable to cross the Atlantic to North America and sent the first successful telecommunication in 1866. Changed world communications forever. At the top of the hill, which we can't see behind us here, is a tower being used for several things. It was used for signalling ships throughout the passage across the Atlantic from here to America. Apparently the European and the US longitudes did not match up, so from the tower at the top of this, I guess you'd nearly call it a mountain behind us, would transmit the signals to the ship so they knew how to correct. And in wartime it was used as a lookout.
So we've just had our dinner overlooking Skellig Michael, although we had to go inside because there were some mosquitoes, but they've gone now, and so we're just eating our donuts that we picked up today in Killarney. We've just watched the sunset over the islands, and this really is a dream park up. So gonna enjoy our donuts and then maybe get some astrophotography hopefully when the stars come out and wake up to the sun coming up over there again. Just living the dream.
Again, another goat track I've been led up.
Yeah.
We've got an oncoming car. We're in a 2.3 metre wide vehicle, 7 metres long. And I don't know how we're going to get around. Goat track.
Oh, I take you to the best place. Even if it is up a goat track.
Glad it's not our motorhome.
Just chilling with some sheep at a fort.
This one's McClivet.
An Iron Age fort overlooking the ocean in the middle of nowhere in Ireland. Pretty good way to spend the day.